Okay, yesterday I was flipping channels, which I do best. And I got to TV1 and I stopped because there was a show on there called Save My Son with Dr. Steve Perry. And I watched two episodes, but the first episode had Steve Harvey, and he has a mentoring program for boys. They go to a boot camp for mothers who have, it helps with mothers who have problems with their son. And they take these young boys in and they put them through training, and they teach them the fundamentals of being a man, and how to find a different path than what the path they're on, which is a positive path. And like he said in the program, is all boys are not going to be saved because you have to want to be saved. But it is something that's positive that's being done. And I commend him for this because not only do they do the boot camp and teach them structure and show them things, and the men provide them, encouragement and show that they care, they talk to the boys and everything. They get haircuts, and they get fitted for suits and everything. But they get down to the basis of how they got into that rebellious state, angry and want to get into all kinds of groups that's not healthy for them. And a valid point was made. It says that, when you're looking for love in all the wrong places and you feel like you can't get it at home, then you go seek it elsewhere. And what they're showing in the street is not really love, but because you're at that vulnerable state, you feel like it is. And so, as the young man was talking, he was 17 years old. His mother was married, and him and his parents, the parents divorced, and he saw his mother being beaten at the age of 9, which left a scar on him. And I got to thinking, mothers, when you have kids, do you realize the damage that you cause to your children when you stay in abusive relationships? And you can't say you're standing there for the kids because the kids are being hurt. That is unhealthy, and that's not love. So the mother eventually got out the relationship, but then there's no longer a father. So on the flip side of that, the father's being abusive. The mother gets out the relationship, but now the son is left without a daddy, which is another ding to him. So men need to stand up and be men. Boys need to be validated. And like Steve made a good point, mothers are good and single mothers do a fantastic job of raising their children, but you can't teach a boy to be a man. I don't care how much you try. And I agree with that. We have young men out here who have so many underlying issues. They're not just on the street just to be on there. There are some stories behind why they're there. They have seen things at home. Maybe the mother has been abusive to the child, or maybe the parent leaves the child at home, and he have to fend for himself, and the only place he find people to talk to, relate to him, is in the streets. We want to ding our young people, you know. We want to throw the rock, and we want to lock them up. And I don't think always locking up is the solution. If they do a crime, yes, I agree, they should go to jail. But if they're crying out for help, what do they do? He can't do it by himself. And I commend him for the boot camp that he had for the young men. But I think it's so many other people that is in a financial position that could step up to the plate and reel these boys in. And you know what that would do? That would cut down the crap on the corner, because now they have something to do. Most of the problem is you want to get them off the corner, you lock them up, then you let them back out to do the same thing in the same environment. That's not a change. They don't have no direction, no guidance. They need guidance. So here's a little touchy subject that I'm finna hit right now because I know it's not going to sit well. We have 5 and 6 churches in the middle of the block. You can count them if you want to. And with all these churches, you mean to tell me you can't get together, rent a facility or rehab facility for the young men to go to? Men, real men, step out and step up. There is a serious war going on with our young boys. There is. And you as real men need to step out and step up and do something. One man can't change it. Steve Perry can't change it. Steve Harvey can't change it by himself. He can make the best effort he can to do what he can do with the little resources that he's got, to help. But he needs help. He can't do it by himself. There are 50 states. And in each state, I'm sure there is somebody who is financially able to step up and help these young men. The YMCAs need to step up and do better than what we have. All the resources in the world, and it seems like we don't give a flying fart about the youth. It is so sad. If I could afford to do it, believe me, I would. But I don't have the resources to do that. It breaks my heart. We want to get out here. We want to rap. We want to cuss. Demean women, talk about them. Walk around with our freaking pants up under our kneecaps. And when the police chase you, they catch your ass because your pants down to your kneecap. You trying to run hold your pants. But we can't ask the young men to change path if they don't have no structure, no guidance. They don't know what the first step is to do. Some of these young boys have never been told that they've been loved. We need to step out. Men, step up and step out. Make a difference. Steve Harvey can't do it by himself. Dr. Steve Perry can't do it by himself. These single mothers need help with these young men. Damn. Really?